everyone, and welcome to the Successful English Learner by Sydney English Teacher. My name is Nicole, and it's lovely to have you here for another mini learning video focusing on writing. Today, I'd like to give you 3 shortcuts to accelerating your writing skills. Who doesn't love a shortcut? A shortcut is always a good idea. And accelerating your writing skills, what a great idea that is too. Getting to that high level of writing as quickly as possible. Let's get into it. The first thing I'd like to tell you is that planning is the key. In anything that you do, but especially in writing. You know, you can't write anything until you know what you want to write and what you want to say. It is so important to plan before you put paper to pen. Before you put pen to paper. You know, that's for anything that you write, for an email, a story, an essay, a letter, a work document. Before you put pen to paper and start writing, you need to get clear on what you want to say, on what you're going to be writing about. So we need to plan. And how can we do that? By brainstorming. Even if you spend only 1 or 2 minutes on this, it's so important, and it will definitely help you with your writing skills and your speed and quality of writing as well. So write some words on paper. Don't do it on a computer. It's always much better to have a little piece of paper and a pen next to you and to brainstorm on paper, not on the computer. So write words on paper. Think of the aim, what do you want to achieve? What do you want others to understand and to think when they read your writing? What exactly do you want to write? What do you want people to know? You can write words, you can write expressions as part of your brainstorm, but not full sentences. So just writing ideas, words, notes basically about what you'd like to say and what your goal is, what you want people to understand. It's a good idea to always try and challenge yourself as well, to try and use some new words or some new expressions every single time you write. So part of your planning process could also be to write down some great vocabulary. Just 1 or 2 words is enough, but some really advanced, impressive vocabulary that you would not normally use. In everything you write, challenge yourself to do that as well. So what you want to do when you are writing, when you start writing, is to use your plan the entire time to help you write. Don't just write the plan and then not look at it, not use it, and go back to memory. Use your plan to help you. That's what it's there for. As you write, you might think of more things, so you can add to your plan, add words, add ideas, add vocabulary, whatever you think of that you think will help you with that piece of writing. Add it as you go. Think of it as a brainstorming sheet, really. It's not exactly a piece of writing, and it's not your final version. It's just something where you can write whatever pops into your head. Look, planning and having this brainstorming sheet will really help you with the content of what you want to write, but more importantly, it will also help with the structure. If you know the points that you want to say, you can look at them and put them in a logical structure so that the person reading will better understand. So you'll know what order to write them in as well as what to write. If you find planning difficult, then time yourself. Give yourself a particular 2 or 3 minutes, a particular amount of time to plan and to write down as much as possible. We can call this a brain dump. So whatever is in your brain, you're going to put on that piece of paper within that period of time. If you find it difficult to plan and you feel that you spend a lot longer on planning than you should, and you'd rather pay more attention to the writing stage, I understand that. So instead, time yourself, give yourself a set time limit for planning, and you'll be surprised how much you can get done in that time, how much you can get on that paper if you have a countdown or if you have a set time limit. So give it a go. Planning is the key. Number 2, don't aim for perfection. I know it's hard. It's hard. We want to be as perfect as possible. We want to always do our best, but it's important to remember when it comes to writing that writing is a work in progress. It's something that you develop over time by practicing consistently, by writing as much as you can, as often as you can. You're not going to be perfect immediately. You're not going to be perfect overnight. And every piece of writing that you do will not be immediately perfect. You'll always have to fix it up and improve it. Even native speakers have to improve what they write. So just be aware that perfection doesn't exist. It's not possible. It's something that we work towards, and everyone's idea of perfection is different anyway. So don't think that you need to be perfect. You can only improve your writing skills by actually writing. That makes sense. By doing it, by making an effort, by taking the time to write. The more that you write, the more confident you're going to become, and the easier it will also be for you to write and to get ideas. So you can only improve your writing by actually writing. Don't aim for perfection. We want to get something on that paper or on that computer screen. So just start. That's basically what I'm telling you. What is going to help you improve your writing as quickly as possible? Reading as much as possible. The more you read, the better your writing will be. If you expose yourself to a high level of reading or to a text that you find really well written, then that's what you're going to aim for. That will help you to achieve that same level or that same skill. So don't obviously copy things word for word, but the more you read, the more you will indirectly copy a particular writing style or a particular grammar or a particular vocabulary, because you see it and it internalizes, it becomes part of you. So it's a really fun way to improve your writing and to find your own writing style by reading as much as possible. The most important thing is to focus on putting your thoughts on paper. Write a first draft for absolutely everything that you do. As I said, never expect that perfection the first time around. It will never happen. Not even for a native speaker, okay? It does not need to be perfect. You just need to get your thoughts on paper or on the computer screen. You can write exactly the way you talk, and then that's absolutely fine to do that. Then once you've got those ideas and those words on paper, that's when you can go back and improve it, change the grammar, have more advanced vocabulary so it doesn't look like the way a person would speak. So focus on putting things on paper. Don't aim to have them perfect. You can touch them up, improve them very easily later on. And, the final piece of your writing comes through editing. you're always going to go back and read over what you've written and change words, change grammar, change spelling, change ideas, change the order of what you're wanting to say. Even reading out loud helps you. If you read your piece of writing out loud, it helps you better understand it and pick up any errors or changes that you want to make. So yeah, you could even use a thesaurus to help you. If you think, oh, that word, I've said that word 4 or 5 times, use a thesaurus to find an alternative word and use that instead. You're still saying the same thing, but it's a different word, and you're expanding your vocabulary as well. So yeah, the writing process, I promise, will go faster and faster and faster. And you'll also need less time editing as you develop your skills and become more confident and find your own writing style and your own writing system. But the main thing to remember at this stage is don't aim for perfection. Aim to get some words on paper. Thirdly, I need you to add description everywhere. What does that mean? Well, you need to know that you can improve your writing, even the most simple piece of writing, simply through the words that you choose. You don't need to have super advanced vocabulary or the best nouns or verbs. You don't need these big advanced words, especially not when you're starting out or when you're practicing. You can completely lift the level of your writing and bring it to a whole new level simply by adding description. What do I mean by that? I mean using adverbs and adjectives. So you can lift your writing to a whole other level and give a lot more detail, bring a lot more color to your writing and make it a lot more interesting to read simply by giving description, adverbs and adjectives. Think about it. Obviously, don't overuse description. You don't want to use adverbs and adjectives absolutely everywhere because that will lose the effect. Think about what you want to say. If you can't find the perfect word, add a description word. But don't put a description word, an adjective in front of every noun, or don't put an adverb in front of or after every verb. If you overuse it, the effect is lost. But if you use it sparingly and you can really have amazing results and get that detail, that color, that description, and people interested in reading what you have to say. So what I mean by that is, listen carefully. He listened to the lecture. Fine, normal sentence. But as soon as I said he carefully listened to the lecture, it's on a whole other level. It's giving me more detail and I understand it. I'm painting a picture and I can see much more. The report is due on Friday. Fine, normal sentence. But if I say the annual sales report is due on Friday, can you see how it brings so much more to it? I understand so much better and I know exactly which report I'm talking about. So your adverb and your adjective usage will really lift your level of writing immediately. And even if you do use simple words, simple vocabulary, it doesn't matter, because the adverb and adjective description will hide that fact. It really makes such a difference, More detail means that you're giving more information to the reader, which means they have a better understanding, which means they're more interested, which means they want to read even more. And that's your goal. Whenever you write something, you want to make sure the reader wants to read it. Makes sense. So the 3 shortcuts today for accelerating your writing skills and lifting them up to another level very, very easily and quickly is by planning, by remembering that we should not aim to be perfect, and by adding adjectives and adverbs, description. Not everywhere, but as much as we can. So thanks for listening. I hope that you enjoy those 3 shortcuts and implementing them and making them part of your writing routine. Let me know how you go. I'd love to read some of your writing. Keep in touch. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye.